you monetize what you know. So we're looking at knowledge as something that we have. So the reason I use SABI is because of what we know, but we're taking it to a different level. We're providing solutions, we're solving problems, and most importantly, we are creating what we need to have in society. So why are we building this and what's important? What should you expect as we go on? It's a 1 year journey. I know that's long, but I felt that if we can focus for a year, what will change? So there are three phases of this SABI operating system. The first one is waiting you SABI, which is a SABI core. It's about what do you know. So we're going to go through your knowing phases. We're going to kind of do some audits, and you will look at yourself internally and bring out all these things that you know. The truth is, everyone here is overwhelmed. Some people do not even know how to express what they are going through, but we are all stuck. In order for us to get stuck, we need to find out what we know and then take that to say, you know what, now that I know this thing, what is the cocoa? What is that thing that I am going to focus on in order to position myself properly? So we choose your focus. It's about your choice, your creative yes, what you are going to put your energy and resources at. Now, that's not something that would happen overnight. I'm not going to tell you that there is no work to be done. I'll be lying if I tell you that just snap your finger and immediately you're making money. There are other people that teach that way, and then if that's the way you want to go, you will not be here. But what we are looking at is how can we grow slowly and intentionally and find fulfillment in what we do. Then how you go run them. This is about taking motion. You're reading, you're doing without breaking down. Speaking as someone that has a chronic illness and is always struggling, this phase is very important because when you are running, you want to have a system that helps you to do what you need to do. And I'll go into more details about all the other operating systems. But first one is waiting you Sabi. What do you know? When I tell people to introduce themselves or say, oh, what do you know? What are your interests? What can you start with? So many people are like, I don't really know anything. They are confused, they're overwhelmed, they're stuck because sometimes we've not looked within ourselves. We've not looked back to say, where am I coming from? We've not done this deep dive into the knowledge bank that we have in order to choose our focus. Because the truth is, our experiences, the voluntary experiences, our work experience, our lived experience have shaped us to be different. So even if you studied banking and finance, you are different from other people that studied the same course because your lived experiences and your unfair advantage has positioned you differently. So when someone says waiting you sabi, it just say, we kind of ignore that statement. But the truth is you need to know what you know. You need to know what you don't know so that when you know what you know, you can do something with it. It's not just about talking and sharing content. We are going to be creating intentionally, and we're going to be driving ourselves in a way that is rhythmic. It's not forced, it's not also culture, but it's actually for us to sit down and do the work. I always say the thing that it reminds me of is waiting day for Sokoto, a day your Shokoto. It's a very old song. And it's basically saying what you're looking for outside when you're watching all these videos. I'm not saying don't learn. We are looking for all these things outside. A new course comes out, we run and we buy it. A new book comes out, we buy it. We keep on buying tools, buying resources, and we are never satisfied. Perhaps it's because we don't know what we know and what we don't know and what we want to know. Perhaps it's because we are creating for the person that we wish we were, not the person we are. So that's going to be the first phase. The second phase will be, which is not, it's going to be in like 4 or 5 weeks time, will be about the cocoa. Now that you've chosen your focus, now that you know what you know, how do we now bring it out to choose that thing that you should focus on? People talk about niching down. I'm not for it, neither am I against it. I'm not even in the middle. And this is what I believe. If I start asking questions, I put somebody on the hot seat, you will discover that we have a very, very, very wide group of people. Many people's positioning is as a result of what they've learned, but they are in the same position because they've not narrowed down their focus. However, sometimes they've narrowed themselves out completely that no one else, they can't work in any other capacity. And this is what I mean. When you narrow your focus, you broaden your audience. But when you narrow yourself, you limit yourself. So this is not about limiting yourself. It's about creative direction. It's about understanding that your message is important. So yeah, is where we do clarify, simplify, and amplify. And for those that have gone through DIY branding, you understand that that's how we create content. So we're going to have a content creation mechanism that would help you create content without running out of ideas. If I sit with anybody in this place, I can come up with over 100 content ideas for you in less than an hour. But the truth is, what do we do with this information? We just sit down with it and we don't run with it, which now brings us to how we go run now. It's about building consistency. It's about finishing without fault. It's about protecting your reading and moving with clarity. I'm going to pause here and see if anybody has questions or needs clarity or clarification on anything at all. So, yes. Okay. All right. So any questions so far? Does everybody understand what we're doing? Yes, Sharon.
My question, yeah,
Hmm?
for the first step you said is knowing what you identifying what you know, right?
Yes.
Like your
Yes.
knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, so in identifying what you know,
Mm-hmm.
are you going to use that to solve somebody's pain, like a solution? Is that where you're going? I don't know if I'm going ahead
Yes,
of
but
you.
it's going to, yes, you're ahead of the class, but yes, it's going to be what makes you unique to solve a problem. So
Okay.
sometimes when you see some interviews, some people will say, "Oh, I did this so that every other black girl that comes after me." I like that kind of statement, but sometimes it limits us and it makes us to be afraid. So this time is for us to go back, understand ourselves, so that we are able to solve problems for people with ease. But we
Yes,
first
yes.
have to know, for example, if I sit with you, I would say, okay, you have a degree, you're a nurse, you've worked in church, you've done so many things. We now bring all these things together, and thanks to AI, we can even merge it into a document that becomes your working document to help you build your solution frame. So your solution frame comes in, yes, you're correct. Your solution that you're taking to the market comes in handy in the second phase. But the first phase is you getting clarity on what you know. Then what you know can solve problems comes in handy later.
Great. Thank you, DK. That's
You're welcome. All right. So um if any other questions or any parts we need clarity from, I would nominate someone to be helping me check the messages so that I don't okay, I've not let everyone send messages. If you have questions at any point in time, you can put just leave it in the chat and I will read them. That helps us to actually this, but I'm going to say this. These sessions are not going to be me talking all the time. They're going to be interactive. You're going to get work done. I do not want it to be another teaching episode. We're on a quest. So you will have journeys, you will have adventures, you will have accountability partners. You are not working alone. You are in a community. But as a member of that community, you have to participate. You have to do your own work. So it's not going to be teaching all the time. There are days we will have you on the hot seat. And the hot seat is you bring what you're working on, and then we all work with you on it and ask you questions and help you build it. But it's about us building with you here, asking the difficult questions before you go outside. Because when you go outside, you'll become defensive, and that's not what we want. We want you to move with rhythm and clarity. So, what's the focus for today? Today, we're going to be talking about touring the platform Upcoach. Most of you have used it with me before, but some people, this is the first time they'll be using it. And we're going to walk through the documents that we're supposed to fill. Now, I'm giving you access to 3 documents today. Lucky, just 3, not 5. 3 documents today. And the Way Audits is one. I will explain what it is. The 90-day reset and the core SABI core self-audit, where you will audit yourself. And most of the time when you're joining the call, apart from today, please join on your laptop as much as possible. because some of these sessions you will have to sit down and fill the forms as we speak. Since we did not discuss that in advance, I would not ask you to do that. But in the future, there will be time where we all pause, everybody gets work done, and I'm able to explain step by step of the document. But I've created an assistant that would help you do that this time around. So when you're doing it on your own, you can do that. And if you have questions, send me questions while you're filling it or jot your questions. There is no stupid question. Nobody knows it all. If I don't know it, I will ask. But do not stay silent when you have questions, because that's what is not going to help us grow the way we want to grow. Now, when it comes to accountability, we have 4 layers of accountability. And the most important layer, the foundation of every single thing we do, is your accountability to yourself. If you have joined these sessions, it's a 1-year commitment. It's intentional. Sorry, I may just close that window, but this is it. I'm going to close the window. Give me a second. Okay, that's a lot better. Sorry about that. So, accountability to self. I want you to honor your word to yourself. I want you to decide that this is a journey you want to take. If you decide that this is not for you right now, it's okay to bow up. But communicate with yourself that you're going to be committing a couple of hours a week or daily to do these things in order to build something that is worth 6 figures. It takes time. It's not going to happen by accident. And no one can build for you the way you can build for yourself. You're also going to be accountable to your accountability partners. By the end of week 2, we should assign accountability partners to people. But there's going to be a mastermind group. Within the group, with yourselves, you're accountable to yourself. A mastermind is lots of people that have different skills and ideas coming together to form a community where they support each other. It's about community. It's not just about what you will get from people. It's about the fact that you, in your own little corner that thinks that you don't know anything, can transform people's lives. I have been part of masterminds in the past, and I have had accountability partners. My accountability partners and I meet every Wednesday, and we've been doing that for 3 years or 4 years, since 2019, basically. And it's transformed my business. It transformed my creativity. It's made me see myself in a different perspective. I could test out things in that community. I could do things. It's important that you don't try and do everything on your own. Trust is earned, yes, but put yourself out there. You're accountable to me. Now, most of you know I'm a military child, so I've decided to wear the military hat when we're doing anything. I was telling an officer here today that I'm seeing people as individuals that have a coach that is going to send them out on the field. And in order to bring out the best in them, there has to be discipline, there has to be dedication, and there has to be consistency. But we'll talk more about that when we have our one-on-one session. These tools matter. One is an X-ray, not just your resume. The other one is the where you are audit is it's about grounding yourself and finding out, okay, on this journey that I am taking, where am I even? What do I have? Where am I? Where am I going? Sometimes we just say, oh, we want to make money. We want to use our skills. We want to use our knowledge. But where are we coming from? In order to move forward, we need to do that audit so that you clearly understand where you are and how it can champion you to where you want to go to, because we will then define where you want to go to. After a couple of things, we just used to jump straight into goal setting. So yes, you will get a little goal setting worksheet at the beginning, but we used to go deeper. Now we've realized that just going straight into goals without doing this X-ray, without doing these deep reflections, does not bring out the best in people. We remain stuck. My definition of someone that is stuck is someone that has been trying to achieve something for up to 6 months and has not been able to take a step. So they are dealing with uncertainty, they are dealing with fear, they are dealing with doubts. They are the best in their field according to every other person. But they themselves, they don't see why they are not progressing when it comes to certain things. So it's not about what you know, it's about how you use what you know. It's not about promotions, it's about how you use who you know, how you can take advantage and leverage your skills. So I'll be recommending resources, I'll be recommending things. The book we're reading now is currently called Win Without Pitching Manifesto. So please, everybody should try and get a copy because we will be reading that book. What I love about this book is that the book talks to us about not just pitching to every single person that we see. No, it talks to us about understanding the value that we carry and then using this value to get us what we need. And that's it. So we're going to walk through the platform and I'm going to look at it from someone's perspective. I think I have added every single person here to this platform. So, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Upcoach. Now, Upcoach is the platform with a learning platform, and we've set it up in a way that all the resources, every single thing we need is stored right here. So we explain what the SABI core is, like I said, is the knowing, the focus, and the motion. Three key things that we need. We talk about the role you play. We've talked about the Friday sessions, which is inside the SABI operating system, and creative recovery. So you will remember all the things that you're supposed to do. But like I said, it's a 1-year program. Let us work together. Let us build these systems that shape your message. So when you're having your one-on-one with me, we are not thinking about building systems. We are thinking about accountability to the things that you've built. I can support you one-on-one because you've gotten that session that explained and broke things down. So for those that don't have solution frames yet, those that don't know what they want to do yet, when you have your private sessions, it is easier for you to build, get that more support you need, but still get your message out there and not wait a year or two before you get to that place where you are ready to push it out. I don't believe in hustle culture. I believe in taking calculated risk. I believe in starting slow, but most importantly, I believe in you because almost everybody here was invited. So I didn't talk about it on social media. So it's a close knit group. Everybody here got a personal invite because I've worked with you once or the other. We've been working together for a while. This is intentional because what we believe here is that productivity starts with Jaga Jaga. So we have our wall. The Jaga Jaga wall is where you come and write comments. You will do your introduction. There will be general discussion. So we have a place for general discussions here. Introductions. Once you do your introductions, it comes here. Tips and strategies. In the middle of the week, I will put a challenge or a prompt that will encourage you to keep moving forward. If I have tools and resources for you, they'll be here. Your accountability. Now, this is up for debate because we have created a WhatsApp group. But then your commitment level. And with that one, Lucky has worked on something. And if there's an announcement for about anything at all, it is here. So we talk about this. We talked about frequently asked questions. The only FAQ for now is about connecting beyond the platform on Airtable. On WhatsApp. Now we have a calendar. The calendar is here on Upcoach. So whenever you have an event, you just need to come and click join the call. There will be meeting notes there. And with those meeting notes, you can put forth things in advance so that if you want us to discuss anything apart from what we're focusing on the week, by Wednesday or Thursday morning, you will have put in your request and I'll be able to discuss it or bring it up. But the Inside SABI weekly is very important. Creative recovery also is here. Join the call. I think we're meeting on Sunday. That's why Sunday's date is not here, but all the other Monday dates are here, which is the day we usually meet. Now, you would have been assigned some worksheets the moment you joined the platform. So I've added most of you to the platform. Please, everyone, check your emails. Let me see that everybody has received an email from me about the platform. I think almost everybody is here. If you haven't, please let me know and I will add you directly. This is important because the moment you join, you are given the worksheets and we can come back to these worksheets. I've realized that worksheets are getting lost with Google Docs, so we have to come back here. And I'll walk you through all the worksheets that you are going to fill, like I said. Then you are supposed to do a couple of things. If I give you a task to do, it will be written here. So you will get your task here. So you already all have tasks to do. You're supposed to review the FAQs, introduce yourself. Anyone you do, you just tick it as done. And that helps you to use the platform. Once you've completed your profile, you click yes. If you've already completed your profile in the past, you just click yes and it goes off your list. So you won't be able to see everybody's own, but I can see when you've done what you need to be doing. Then, if there are new habits that I want us to take on, like for example, the 60-second Jaga Jaga video, and I want to assign it to everybody, I will do that here. But what I will do now is I'm going to switch profiles to Temidayo's profile, and I will log in as him so that you can see how you will experience the platform, not from my perspective, but from his perspective. So he's on other programs, but the one that we're talking currently about, if you look at it, once you come to the home page, you get your welcome message, your programs, your resources, your calendar, communities that you're part of, and your assigned task, and all the documents that you're required to fill, your habit tracker and files, and then courses. So most of the recordings will either be added as courses and you'll be enrolled onto that course immediately. So when you want to watch the replay, you just go there. And if you want access to the mastering content creation one, you can just let us know. I think we have 6 lessons there. But this is how he views it when he's looking at this one alone. So from his own, he is now going to enter the SABI course system. And this is how he will see it. It's different from the way I will. So no one else can view your documents. No one else can see your what you're required to do apart from me. So you notice a welcome message, information about what we're trying to do. And if you scroll down, you'll see FAQs like we saw before. But you want to stick to the left, and anything you're looking for, you just click it. If you want to understand more about the system, if you want to go to the hub, if you want to go to FAQs, if you want to look at your calendar, it's under events and webinars. Maybe we should just change it to calendar. Okay, calendar is written underneath there. Then your worksheets, you can see that immediately add 2 worksheets assigned to him. So it says start here. This is where I want you to start. I want you to think about, and this one you can write as we're discussing. When I told you about this coaching program, you need to know what motivated you to join. As in, you heard that there's going to be a program by invite, by hook, or by crook, whichever way. Let's think and reflect. What motivated you to join this program? I want you to sit down and write. Even if it's, I just know I needed it. I just know I can't do it alone. I just know I needed support. I want to win this time around. If that's what motivated you, write it. If you participated in a coaching program before, then you would write it. So when you fill your documents, I can see the percentage of your documents that has been filled at the back end. So when we have our one-on-one sessions, we now go through it together. But everybody struggles with different things when it comes to productivity, getting things done. Just pick the one that you struggle with the most. If it's procrastination, lack of focus, poor time management, overwhelm, difficulty in setting priorities, please do that. And your primary goal, it could be to increase productivity, tick all the ones that apply, and then write something here about either of these 2. That helps you. The second part you get to straight up. This is the shortest document, the only one that doesn't have an audio. On a scale of 1 to 10, and let's answer in the chat because this conversation has been very, very one-sided. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your current productivity? No lies. Let's rate it in the chat. Like within the past 2 days, I was saying I'm on steroids. I've been on a very good high. So I'll give myself an 8. On a scale of 1 to 10, how will you rate your time management skills? You click that. On a scale of 1 to 10, how effective are you at achieving your goals? Now, this is something I want you to jot on. So, and tell me why you gave your response. Are you effective when it comes to doing what needs to be done? Do you take accountability? Do you blame your coach? Do you blame your social media manager? What do you do? All right. You can, I need someone to be reading the chat for me. If people are writing in the chat, if your hand is raised, please, you can speak. All right. So let's take a couple of minutes so you'll be able to write this. And I want you to reflect. Now, when you're filling these forms, it's not a race to finish. You will give yourself time to sit down and be honest, but it's not a race to finish. And I want to know, what kind of coaching style do you like? Are you someone that likes direct, clear instructions? Are you someone that likes collaborative, that you want the coach and client to work together? Right now, do you need support? Do you want just encouragement, motivation, that you are completely burnt out? So you're looking for, or a combination? So if you feel you need a combination of anyone, when you're feeling this, the reason I'm saying take notes now is, so when you're feeling it, you can do it properly. Or do you want me to become Albert Einstein and be very analytical when I'm talking to you and just help you analyze, and then you'll be able to solve the problem? I will retain my role as a coach and I won't be doing most of the things you will. Is there anything else you would like to share? This is quite straightforward, and that's why you start here. Simple, easy peasy, shouldn't take you too long to fill. But you are able to fill that, and then you move on to the next worksheet that has been assigned to you. Now, the next one that was assigned to Lucky, because Lucky joined before others, every other person we have more than two, is the 90-day reset. You would get another document, which is the Way Audits. But for every document, what we've done is this was what I was talking about AI. I've created an audio to go with every worksheet. So you just click on play.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into something pretty unique for planning and, well, getting organized.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just two people having a conversation about what this document is about. So rather than waiting for me to guide you through the process, you have these people having a chat, having a simple conversation about this document, and you are able to sit down and feel it. I would say the choice is yours. You can listen to the audio first and then feel, or listen and feel at the same time. You can just glance through first to say, okay, what is this really about? Then feel it, or the ball is in your court. Just know that when you are, the reason I wanted to come to someone's profile is so that you see that everybody else is not going to see your documents apart from me. It's for my eyes only. So be as honest and raw. The only two people that will see it are you and me as a coach. And my job will be to have at least one session with you monthly if we've been working for a long time. And if you're new, we'll have to have more than that, because you need more support in defining certain things right now. So you're not alone in this. The other worksheets are not as short as the first one, I will confess. Maybe I went overboard, maybe I did not. But every single one, I want you to start with a mindless flow. Now, for those that don't know what a mindless flow is, a mindless flow is an activity that we do where we just pick pen and paper and we write. The rules are simple. Do not think about it. Do not edit yourself. This is not a time for you to be the grammar police. No, you're not FBI. You're just expressing and clear your head. It's about understanding that you can't just come out from running and go straight into work. You can't just jump from one activity, then expect yourself to focus. This is work that will help you define what you want to do. So it's not something you should do as a joke. It's something that you should block out time and focus and do. I don't believe in multitasking. I believe in monotasking. So I'm saying, please don't try and do this while you're driving. You can't, but don't try and do this while you're cooking, while you're cleaning. Think about it as, I am giving myself this exam and I need to give it that respect it deserves. So I will block out time and do it. And do it. And like we said in the Monday sessions, while you're doing this, don't be too hard on yourself if your answers don't are not what you feel that you need to hear right now. The truth is very, very, very important. It's an honest reflection. And you're going to be creating your lists, putting things out there, and getting things done. So although this is not the first document I think we should talk through it so that you understand what you need to do. The audio is there. If the audio is playing,
The
you
SAB
can
90-day
scroll.
reset retreat. You, our listener, share the materials, the AI companion script, the worksheet, and our mission today is really to unpack it, see what makes it tick, what's different.
Read and how you can approach it with.
So I just wanted to show you that while you're scrolling, it's still playing. So the very first time, you may not want to fill immediately, you may just want to go through. It starts with doing your mindless flow. And then how would you describe the past year so far, emotionally, creatively, and practically? And I want us to do this one now. In one word, how will you describe the past year so far, emotionally, creatively, and draining? I would say, and practically, I was going to say, I will say draining. It's been draining. It's been draining. It's been extremely draining because there's so much that is out there and AI has come to help us. So we have access to so much and you don't know which ones to pick. So for me, it's been draining. I love figuring out new tools. Like Sim is tired of me and new tools. I will just find out something new and I'm excited about it. But it could be draining for others, not just for me. Working with me could be draining. So the word I will use is draining, but it's draining but not emptying. And I will explain. It's been tough, but I still am excited about the drain. I'm still excited about everything. So I am not empty. I'm getting filled up regularly because I enjoy what I do. So that's it for me. So we're going to start with Madhu. Madhu, how would you describe the last year emotionally, creatively, and practically?
Good evening, everyone.
I'm sure you were not expecting me to call you.
Actually, I was not expecting.
I know.
Last year, emotionally, what and what?
Emotionally, creatively, practically, just describe the past year.
Oh, but last year was a roller coaster. Last year, this year was a roller coaster that, in fact, I became overwhelmed. It's like I was just trying to survive the moment. I was achieving things like under pressure. At some points, 24 hours was not enough. In fact, even till now, it's like you don't have that free time. You just, once you're sitting there, you're thinking of the next, thinking of the next. Because for me, again, being a military man, being a helicopter pilot, I do not really have complete control over tasks that will come from the office. So this is in addition with my own passion of writing, my own passion of giving talks, my own passion of going around and all that. So sometimes when it comes to office, day, night, I just have to respond, while at the same time making time out for my own passion, at the same time trying to keep to my word. So it has really, really been
A roller coaster.
I think recently I confessed to you, and I had to tell you
Yes.
that I was because I wasn't catching up.
I wasn't surprised, but I was shocked that you opened up about it because I think as men, it's difficult for a man to say, DK, I'm overwhelmed. And everybody externally admires what you're doing as, like you said, a pilot, an author. You don't have control over certain things, but your personal development is something that you are passionate about. You're getting recognition, you're getting all these things, and you're overwhelmed, but you don't want to let it go because you enjoy the thrill, but you understand how draining it could be. So yeah, I was shocked, Madhu, and I'm still shocked that you use the word that you're overwhelmed because you've always been moving fast. So the roller coaster is something you have to think about. Do you like it or do you like the idea of it? What will you say?
I reached bus stop. That's what I had to confess. Stop out.
Yeah. It's good. Thank you for sharing. Who hasn't spoken today? Emma, are you in this place you can speak now?
Yeah, I can speak. I just
Okay.
knew you were going to call me. You know,
My eyes
I
were rolling
wasn't going
too.
to skip that one.
Mayan,
Okay.
please get ready. Okay, so I will give you people prior notice now.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm sorry I joined late. I apologize for that, but it was beyond my control. But for me, I think last year was full of wins. I didn't even realize it until you spoke about it, a few minutes ago. And I looked back over all the things that I had accomplished or achieved, and it outweighed the things that, the downs and the lows. So I feel like last year was a winning year for me.
Okay.
But this year has been a trying year. So this year has tried me, God knows. And I'm not giving up because
Good.
I don't give up that easily. So we're going to fight it out, and then we'll come back and say that we won. Yeah.
Good. I love that. We're going to fight it out. I love the spirit. But
Thank
yeah,
you.
when you said, but this year, I'm
No,
sorry.
no,
I just
it's
had
only
to
3 months, or now we're in the fourth month in, and yet I've been.
Don't worry. You have the resilience. You'll
Thank
be able
you.
to overcome it. And the reason I want others to share also is because sometimes we think we're the only ones struggling. You think that, now only me. Everybody seems to be doing well. And then you realize that we are humans. We will go through these ups and downs, we will go through all these things, but we need to give ourselves the humanity to feel, to express, to not keep it together. And that's why I like what creative recovery has been doing for people, because it did it for me where I was like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life at this point in time. And every other person is admiring. I'm like, what are you admiring? There's nothing to admire here. And this Way Audits and all these other ones will force you to sit still. I don't know if everybody has access to their laptop. We will have tried to fill one today, but it will force you to sit still. It's not two questions, it's not this simple. It's an opportunity for you to actually be with yourself and see. Because when I was like, oh, this year I haven't done much, I realized I did my alignment workshop. I did this. And I was like, oh, yes, Sharon. Sharon has volunteered herself before my end. Okay. I love this. If you want to volunteer yourself before I call you, raise your hand.
Thank you, DK. Very interesting conversation. So I thought you've actually, finished asking questions. I thought my contribution would be of.
Oh, yes, you can do your contribution if you don't want to say how it is. It's good.
Yeah,
That's
I just thought it would be an encouragement for everybody. Just like what you said. What for some people it looks as if it's been overwhelming. Overwhelming year. For me, that's what it appears. But from my own finding, I realized that we have two different kind of stress. So the emotional aspect of the benefit or the stress is the use stress, the one for self-development, where you become aware of yourself. For me, the from last year up to now is the kind of use stress where I've self-developed myself. Then the other aspect of distress, I wouldn't say it's been a distress for me, because the distress is the toxic kind of stress. So from what I heard everybody saying is the you stress that we've experienced where we self-develop ourselves. Yeah. Although it's been very overwhelming, but it's been of benefit where you're self-discovering and you're self-improving. And the time is not there from the first speaker, like me, that's exactly like you're running after the 24 hours and it's still not enough. But at the same time, it's been of benefit from last year up to now,
good.
I thought I should add that aspect to it.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. I think thank you so much for sharing, Sharon. And I think I love that about what we're building. Everyone is suffering in silence on their own without knowing that the next person just needs that person. And once one person has a victory, it kind of gives you encouragement to make you realize there is still hope. But yes, Mayan, are you still with us? Or is this Mayan's note taker?
Hello, I'm with
Your
you.
note taker comes into meetings before you. All right.
Hello, everybody. Sorry, DK. I'm supposed to give you a summary of Hello.
So the question is, how would you describe the past year so far, emotionally, creatively, and practically? You can do it
Wow.
in one word and just unmute yourself back and we'll understand.
Challenging.
Hmm.
Challenging to. It's funny because a year ago today I was diagnosed with a stroke.
Wow, it's only a year already.
In a year.
Oh.
So yeah, challenging, but
Okay.
I'm here, and
I'm proud of you.
yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. And I don't think I will torture everybody today to speak, but I just wanted you to understand that when you're feeling this, nobody here is perfect. Everybody is on a journey. And sometimes we just need a guide to hold our hands, and that's my role. It's not rocket science. But like I said, there will be less teachings and more conversations because the aim is for you to actually get the work done. So this one is the document that you would get afterwards. It helps you to do your mindless flow, do a little bit of self-reflection to say, okay, what has worked for me in the past? What hasn't worked and why? What do I want to do differently moving forward? What have I been avoiding or postponing? Because there are some times that we know we should do something, but we're just avoiding it. I am like that. And then all of a sudden, one day I will just do it. You know, you should make that call. You know, you should send that email. Now, I know I should call my landlord. I haven't. I haven't. So you get to talk about that. Then you do a brain dump. A brain dump is just you clearing your head of all your tasks, all your obligations, every single thing for the next 90 days. Now, the good news is you're going to have to bring out your calendar for these pages. You're not going to do it from top of your head. You're going to have to work with your phone. You're going to have to work with your calendar. You're going to look back and say, okay, what are the things I did before? What are the things that I keep doing that I need to do? So first of all, you do your master list and you just start listing. You list every single thing. After that, we categorize them. So when you list everything, a master list is more than a brain dump. A brain dump is you're writing everything. And a master list is that you are categorizing them into a list. You're breaking it down more. It's an inventory. So this is like your inventory. The other one is just mogumoya. This is not a to-do list. We're going to talk about list management for in the future. But most of us, the reason we don't complete things on our to-do list is because we've not categorized that list properly. We've just put every single thing there. And when we look at the list, we are lost. We don't know what to do. So I'll probably put an audio during this week on list management. But you'll be able to write your list. Think about events that will happen. Think about the school kids are going on holiday. So this way you can plan so that some things don't catch you off guard. Think about your recurring routines. Okay, I do drop-offs at this time. I do this. You think about your appointments, administrative tasks. There are some administrative tasks that you have to do monthly. There are some that you have to do yearly. You have to do your MOT. You have to do this. All those little admin tasks that you don't like doing, write them down. Because what's going to happen is after this first 90 days, you'll have complete control over your calendar with flexibility. Like Madu said, once an order comes as a military man, you take that order. You can't question it. So how do you prepare for the unpreparable when you don't know when it's going to come? It takes a lot of work. And then there are some things that are floating around that you are unsorted. Then we talk about the 6 Ds. So there are some things that when you look at your list, these are the things that you know that you want to do. But there are some that you'll be like, you know what, I won't be able to do this. I will delegate. Like I delegated all creation of these worksheets to Temidayo because I was like, no, I can't do it. There are some things that I want to do now that I've said, you know what, based on XYZ, I'm going to defer it till next year. I'm going to defer it till May. And once you are deferring it, you are putting that on your calendar. You're putting it on your calendar. I meet what your distractions are. TikTok is my major distraction in this world right now. Me and TikTok and those Chinese movies are. So my TikTok app locks. I was telling Noyin that I have to do a lot to unlock that app, and I can't do it. So once it unlocks at 12, I am able to now go on TikTok. But I had to put something to prevent me from being distracted. Then we now look at the next 4 months. So you write May, and then you write everything that you're supposed to do in May, June, July, August, because we're not preparing for this thing. Now, the weekly patterns is this. Sometimes every first Friday of the month, you're in church. Every last Friday, you are somewhere else. So you want to write the things that you do the first week of the month, the second week of the month, the third week of the month, the fourth week, and the fifth week. We did it as 5 weeks. 4 weeks will have been 28 days. We have 31 days. And then this is a living document. This is not a document I'm expecting you to complete immediately, because most of these things, we're still going to discuss them one by one. I want you to, as of today, what do you do AM and PM? We already know that most people, yes, Sunday AM, they're in church. So that will go into their AM. Because you want to know, you do school drop-off AM and you do it PM. All the little things you do are coming out of your head. When it comes to this aspect, hold on the attention management. Although the audio will give you a guide, if the audio gives you a guide and you're ready to go for it, go for it. Because when it comes to task management, there are some tasks that require maximum attention. So filling these forms that you're doing is a maximum attention task that you have. So I want you to list all your maximum attention tasks and why it matters. So coming for this session matters to me because I'm building something important. I'm trying to struggle with overwhelm. Minimum attention task is the same thing. Medium attention task is the same thing. I have minimum year. I'm only human. Lucky, if you're on your laptop, 2 things I would like you to address. Does this minimum year? And for this one up here, let's change it from writing it 1 to just making it an open distance, so it's not written 1. I will look at it later again. Then your priorities. There are some things that you want to do that you can't do. So there must do, there should do, there could do, that if I have time and will not do, I don't know yet. Write these things down. Then you do your priority mapping. This is document number 2 on the list of what you're supposed to fill. So I'm going to sign out from Lucky's account, since Lucky was the first to sign in, and then show you from someone else's perspective what they will get. So it's not as if I have the login details. It just allows me to log in at the back end, so I don't know your password. So I've sent invites to Emma and to Fina. Both of you will get the invites, and then you'll be able to log in and do what needs to be done. All right, so let's move to our program. 1 second. Oh, there you go. My mom was saying. Now, when you're looking at this program that you are in, the SABI core, you get this document. Another document you will get will be the Way Audits. Now, this document requires time. So you have the SABI 90 reset, you have the Way Audits, and you have the, what they call it. Everybody gets 4 documents at once. You have the Way Audit. Now, the Way Audit is different. As usual, you get an audio. It helps you to feel it. And we're just going to discuss a little bit. It's because this document wants to look at the past. Where have you been? So what major goals have you attempted in the last 1 to 3 years? I don't want to bore you with details on whether it was good, whether it was bad. Write it down. Whether you succeeded, we've said attempted, and that was intentionally worded. You want to write the things that you've attempted in the past couple of years. The audio will guide you through, but the work still needs to be done by you. What creative or personal projects did you pursue? What were the outcomes? I pursued creating a digital course for social media managers. What happened? It did not take off because I have to do this one and I cannot spread myself too thin. What season of your life felt most aligned and or misaligned, and why? Because you're looking back. So for some of us, our happiest time were our childhood. Some of us is when we were in uni. Some of us it's last year. But there's a period that you know that you were very aligned, and there's a period that you feel that maybe I wasn't too aligned with myself. And why? For me, the period I was most aligned was 2014, because I discovered that there was nothing wrong with me being an introvert. There was nothing wrong with me, and I just studied a different way. It took an educational psychologist and a therapist telling me, why are you trying to prove to? Why are you trying to prove something to? And I realized I was putting undue pressure on myself. So then I could talk about the patterns that I have shown up in my life. It's that putting so much pressure, overdoing, then crashing, and then taking you like 2 months to recover. Then you're back at it. So now I've learned how to pace myself. All those things eventually led to me having no gragra, because I realized that the gragra I was doing wasn't working for me. So I had to think of a very different way of doing it. So that's your where have you been audit. But where are you now? Describe your current season in 3 words. Why these 3 words? So someone can say overwhelming, energizing, confused, uncertain, and then you choose why you chose those words. What feels clear and grounded in your life right now? Same thing, you are being honest. This is not a time for you to give me perfect answers. This is a time for you to be honest with yourself about where you are. This is not a race to the finish line to say, I completed my document first, although we should have a prize for somebody. I'm just joking. But this is an opportunity for you to understand where you are now. I don't have a website. I'm trying to build with this. This is my current position. I want to do more with AI. I don't have the skills. I want to learn about digital marketing. I still don't know what I am doing. I'm overwhelmed with information. I don't know the next step. I don't know the first step. In fact, I don't know. Be honest when you're filling this document, because it will help you to actually work with me. So there'll be parts where I can share notes. And I think you should be able to write notes to me. But if I go through your documents, when I go through them, I will write notes to you. And at the end of the day, all these documents, like I said, it's not enough for us to write these things down. What are we going to do with them? We're going to use AI to explain them to ourselves. We're going to break them down. We're going to create, everybody will have their own manifesto that would work for the person they are. Because sometimes we are too, we ignore certain things. We have blind spots when it comes to ourselves. We have intentionally created amnesia in our capabilities just because we don't see ourselves the way we are. And it's important that you stop that. So this worksheet forces you to sit down. We're not running a race. We're not trying to be smart. We are already there. So let's just build together. So we have that. Everybody gets the start here and the reset document once they do the start here document. So they will all be added. Another document you would get, like I said, is the core audit, the self-audit, which is where I will say next. So with this document, I can assign to all program members. I can assign as a collaborative. So I'll just assign this to every other person. So this will be like the second document you will fill. Now, this is important because this is where you now definitely do the audit for yourself, by yourself. The reason where I'm not prescribing solutions to everybody immediately is human beings are guilty of prescribing without diagnosing the problem. And we are all Nigerians. We all do that already. Everybody that grew up in Nigeria has taken malaria medicine one way or the other. So that's what we're doing to ourselves. We are prescribing solutions when we've not diagnosed the problem itself. So this kind of helps you do your diagnosis. It helps you to audit your own things. What qualifications do you have? How is it influencing you today? Informally, what have you taught yourself? Some of us only look at the formal things. Some of us have even forgotten that we watch YouTube videos to learn how to tie wrapper. Okay, I did that. We watch YouTube TV. We were watching YouTube videos. I think when Pat Flynn was doing his live sessions every day for 365 days. I watched every single session. We have done things, we've done research, we've done a lot of things, and we just don't know that they are useful. Something that you are good at that you never studied. I never studied what I'm doing intentionally, but I am good at it. Then we're going to leverage the information. Then we're going to look at your lived experience. Think about your lived experience. We moved to a new country. You are first generation or you're second generation in the UK, or you're still in Nigeria. What are those things that life experiences that have shaped you? For some people, it's going to uni, being the first person in their village to go to uni. And that deeply shaped them because they became breadwinners without even knowing it. So they've never had time to be themselves. They could not feel because the whole village was relying on them. And that could have been your father, that could have been your mother. So you can imagine the pressure that will have on you growing up. So growing up under those circumstances, I've seen kids that grew up in the UK that the first thing they ask is, oh, do you send money back home? Because they lived with that experience of having to suffer and money was being sent home. And there's this hatred that they have for that. That has shaped the person that they are. Be honest. Now, if you are invited to speak at an event based on one of your life experience, what story would you tell? All these things help us. Then we look at your passions and securities, curiosities, work and volunteer experience. Now with this, I don't want you to undermine what you've done. Some of us have done a lot of work in church. We don't even see it as work. We just show up. Some of us have contributed in uni, in classes from primary school. We're coordinating. When it comes to our friend groups, we do X, Y, Z. We don't see how all those little things we do in all these places are things and skills that are helping us and will help us in the area that we're deciding to go into. Then we look at skills and tools after that. But if the document goes on, well, as usual, you have the audio that will guide you through the process so that you're not doing this alone. So it's like having my voice in your ears so that you understand what's going on. We talk about your relational capital. Who do you know? Who can support you? Who can vouch for you professionally? What communities are you already part of that others may overlook? I tell people that if I look at my lived experience, number one, I went to military school, Navy, primary, nursery, primary, secondary, Navy. So that's a lived experience. I have the Alumni Association of the Navy. I have naval officers like Madu that I can call if I look for trouble when I enter Nigeria. I have different people and different experiences that have positioned me differently from someone that studied the course that I studied. Then I went to Covenant University. I made relationships, I made connections. It was something added again that separates me from somebody else. Then I worked in a bank in different capacities, from marketing to working in an Igbo branch, not speaking Igbo. All those little things that I did, I did not see them then. But when someone said, sit down and look at your unfair advantage, probably I would put the book on a video about the unfair advantage in the learning resource part so that you can listen to that book, or I'll put it in the WhatsApp group so you can watch that video. There is so much you carry that you don't see. All you see is your degree, what you have in front of you. There are some industries that you can have access to, even your family. It might be friends, it may be colleagues, it may be, okay, you are a banker. There are people that you worked with that have given you some experiences that you would not know. Proof and track record. It takes time to fill this document, but please, to the best of your ability, feel it that when you get to the end. I love this question, and I think I'll end with that today. What part of your story do you now realize is a gift and not a mistake? When we force ourselves to do these things, when we are trying to understand the knowledge bank that we carry, we realize that we have a gift. And we thought it was a mistake. I mentioned earlier that 2014 was the year I found out that my voice was my strength. Being an introvert was a strength. Being someone that saw connections was a strength. Being someone that our mind goes faster than normal was not a weakness, was a strength. So it's not as if I was slow, but my mind was moving too fast and I had to train my mind. Going from being able to write to not being able to write, and I have to learn how to read and write and slowly get myself back on track and not doing that PhD. Working with my lecturers, they all saw something in me that I did not realize that I had. And there was this, and they supposed to say, DK, you have this silent resilience that you just don't give up. When my doctors speak to me, they're like, why are you like this? Basically, most people that have what you have basically give up. They are no longer pursuing what they want to pursue. They have said, you know what, I've tried my best, enough is enough, I'm done. We all have something like that in us, but we just need to be patient with ourselves, to be kinder to ourselves so that we can see it. I want everybody to look within. These are not documents I'm expecting you to run and fill and then everything will be okay. Some of them will be difficult. Some of them will feel like they're almost impossible, but be confident that if you stick to it to the end, you are going to see results. Like I said, my focus is not on what goals do you want to achieve right now. It's on the mindset. And the mindset shift starts by looking at the past. Some of the questions in some worksheets may seem like they're double. If that question, if you're asked the same, what I was told by my coach and mentor is, you should be able to answer a question 10 times deep. So if you go to another worksheet, you're like, I've answered it before. Okay, answer it again. Answer it again to the best of your ability. We may have a session on Wednesday where we come together and discuss. The WhatsApp group is open for conversations. If somebody is struggling with something, talk about it. If you're struggling with Upcoach, don't struggle in silence. Open up and talk about it. I don't want anybody to feel left out. I don't want anybody to feel like it's too much. At any point in time, if you have to pause, pause. But you know yourself, between now and Friday, you have to make an attempt to fill these documents. You have to look into them. They're not going to fill themselves. You are. All right. Thank you. Any questions, comments, feedback, anything at all is welcome now. Because people make me do so much talking today. And the house is silent. Why is everyone sober? Okay, at least are we good? Hi, Emma. What? Yes.
Yeah, I said you loaded us with a lot. So, what?
Yeah, I'm glad I did. Take your time to fill the documents. This one's, I'm telling, okay, I'll tell you what I told myself, and I'm telling you people now. For these specific ones, you have now to the end of May to fill them. And look at the first one, look at the second one, but start filling them and working with them because it's not something that I want you to fill and run immediately. It's impossible if I want everybody to complete everything and do that deep work. But I want you to schedule time to do it. Even if we have to get on a call together to say, okay, everybody start working. If that will make you do it, then we should do that. So yes, it is a lot, but it is a great start. Just telling you that it's not a walk in the park. Lecturer DK is here.
Hi, DK.
Hello.
I guess I skipped the part. How do we get access to the documents?
Oh, so the document, I've sent you an email. You sent me your email address.
Yes,
So
yes.
I've sent you an email to a platform. It's called Upcoach. So the coaching platform is where all the documents are. So the moment you get into the platform, you will receive this thing. For now, between now and Monday, everybody should at least do the introduction part of the Upcoach part. Introduce yourself to the group. And let me just share my screen briefly. Okay. So Upcoach is a coaching platform. And I've sent you an invite. If you don't get it, let me know. I would also put a link to the platform there. So the only two people that are not on the platform are you and Emma. Almost every other person is on the platform, if I'm not mistaken. So I've added you guys directly to the SABI core. So the program itself is SABICORE. So for Lola and the others, if you're looking for the program, that's the program that you are working with. So there are always going to be different programs that we've worked with. There'll be your personal page and there'll be other pages. But for Lola and Mayan and the rest, you already have this. And if you've forgotten your login details, reset your password. Simply just reset your password. So for those that have don't have their passwords yet, you have to create your profile and then just follow the instructions. It's quite straightforward, but if you're stuck at any point in time, let me know. So this is where you come to. It's called SABI Core. You have the welcome, meet your coach, the operating system, the community wall. So the first thing everybody's supposed to do is do the introduction. So you just click on new posts and it just tells you what to do with the introduction. So just fill this, you don't need to start. And then you are able to answer the questions that were asked. So you can do this, delete and fill and post your response to this. That's just your introduction. You want to add a picture, add, but that's your introduction. Everyone should please do this one before Monday. So introductions are important. On the platform, you have a calendar that gives you access to all the calls. So anytime you want to join the call, you just click on join call. And if you want to see meeting notes, the meeting notes will be here. And you also receive an email with the notes to today's meeting. What else do you need? So you need the worksheets next. The worksheets are assigned to you directly. So if I decide to sign in as you, you've not, I've sent you is this the email address you want to use? So I've signed in as you, and this just gives you access. This is what you will see because you're new. It will say welcome because you've not written your name. Please catch up on all your updates, your programs. These are your updates. Then you want to go in to see the document itself. So you click on SABI Core and it gives you this access. So you're able to see this. I even closed the window. What kind of Okada is that? So it gives you this access immediately. And if you go to worksheets, you will notice that you've gotten 1, 2, 3. So this will be the first one you fill, then the second, and then the third. I just wrote second there. I may change the name, but for now I've left it as second. So everybody knows it's the second document. It may be better to leave the name of the document, which is the core audit. So I'll change that now. But every document comes with an audio, which was done with AI today. But I was saying I want to do something like that for something else, and I just decided to try it, and it worked out. So I used Notebook LM to do it, and it's just fantastic because sometimes when you're filling the worksheet, you may get lost or be overwhelmed because there's a lot. So I would say listen to the audio. If that's all you do now and you just listen to the conversation that they're having, do that. Just do something. Pick one thing that you're going to do. What's your intention after this class? It could be to sign up and do your intro. But yeah, have I answered your question?
Yes, you're talking to me, right?
Yes, I am.
Yes, you have. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So I'm back here. So that's it for us today. It's 90 minutes of your Friday night. And I want to say thank you very much. For those that are coming for creative recovery, we're meeting on Sunday this week because I was supposed to go out on Monday, but they've canceled it. But since we've said Sunday, we'll just do it on Sunday because every other person has put it on their calendar. So we're meeting on Sunday this week. What do I want you to do from here? I want you to, now that we've talked, decide one thing you're going to do based on what we've said. What is one thing that you're going to do before Monday based on what we've said? And then write it out. What's one thing that you're committing to do based on today's conversation? It doesn't have to be a big thing, But you know that if you and I having a conversation next week, I say, okay, did you do what you were supposed to do? Your answer is either yes or no. So the way audits, we've talked about this, your next 90 days. This is just a 90-day reset. We'll talk about accountability later, and that will help you to kind of do this. WhatsApp group will be used for daily accountability. So there will be messages going out in the WhatsApp group. You'll be asked to do daily accountability of the things that you intend to do. It doesn't have to be about every single thing in your life, but there'll be every day you have to set an intention the night before. This is what I intend to do tomorrow. And then you look at your actions to say, did I do what I said I would do? Full stop. Intention, actions. But curiosity, consistency over speed. Show up every day, even if you're showing up every day for 10 minutes. Start doing that now. You're building from within. You already carry it. I'm not putting new knowledge in you. I'm not putting new things in you. All I'm doing is packaging it properly, clearing the clutter so you can see and take small steps forward. And what we're doing is different. We're focusing on the mindset first. We're not chasing clients. We are building and building intentionally. So thank you all for joining me today. Do I have any other questions? If not, I will bid you all good night and I'll see you on Sunday. Every single message will be in the WhatsApp group. All right.
you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Mayan and Madu, do you still have your login details for your Upcoach? You will have received an email today, Sha.
Yes, I think I have.
I'm going to check because I'm kind of on my computer and my phone as well. So
Okay, all right. So check, and if you don't have access, let me know.
okay.
Okay, thank you. What about you, Madu? Did you check
Yes,
it
I have.
on? Okay,
I have.
and Lola. Okay, thank you. And Lola, do you still have access to Upcoach? Well, you all received an email today, Sha. For those that are already on Upcoach, you received an email. I'll bookmark the link so that anytime you want it, you just go directly to it. For now, I will just say leave the Upcoach on your tab and don't close that tab so that you always know. Once you log in, leave that tab on. All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.